I am Noriko Bolden, and this is Uncut News. Next month, we will be one step closer to being able to take day trips to Suriname as the two nations will sign an agreement to build a bridge across the Quarantine River. The signing will take place November 25th, Suriname's Independence Day. Over the weekend, the public works ministers for the two countries visited both ends of the proposed bridge site and planted their national flags on Long Island in the Quarantine River. Consultations are still ongoing for the final design of the bridge, but it is expected to be a flat, high-span bridge to allow for maritime traffic, leading from Berbice to Long Island, where a road will be built to connect to the Surinamese side. Continuing with news from Berbice, the government has announced plans to allocate over $2.8 billion for development of Region 6. The money will go to the construction of new infrastructure that will support drainage and irrigation, new projects, agricultural sections, the education sector, and healthcare in the region. Monies have also been earmarked for the enhancement and maintenance works on several community centers in Berbice. Well, that's nice and all, but you want to see some real growth and development in Berbice? Do like some of these Arab countries and make New Amsterdam a tax-free zone. Everyone and their mother would be rushing to Berbice then. The Ministry of Labour is considering the imposition of steeper fines and even jail sentences against labour law violators. So you hear that, all you unscrupulous businessmen? Pay your people. In fact, according to the Minister of Labour, a jail sentence might be a wake-up call for some employers who feel they are not obligated to respect the rights of the workers. As it seems that fines are not enough of a deterrent for such unscrupulous behaviour. There are also plans to decentralise the operations of the Labour Ministry. Minister Hamilton said he intends to assign every region outside of Region 4 at least 2 Labour officers, 2 OSH officers, a PIT officer, and a co-op officer. To all that I say, good, lock 'em up. I'm tired of all these criminals pretending to be businessmen just trying to stiff the common man out of his daily work. Best Buy Auto Sales is Guyana's #1 auto dealer. Their prices are competitive, and they sell their vehicles with warranty, so you could have a peace of mind. Visit their showrooms at 171 Peter Rowe Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamaha Street, Georgetown, and find out about their special Christmas deal. If you've ever wondered who would win in a fight between the GPF and the GDF, then on Friday your question was answered. Over the weekend, a video of GDF Coast Guard Lance Corporal Kester Bowen assaulting a police officer went viral on social media. According to police reports, at about 8 p.m, GPF Constable Wilson was directing traffic on the west side of the Demerara Bridge when he saw Bowen's car was attempting to change lanes, causing traffic. He went up to the car and asked the driver to pull over to the side of the road. Apparently, Bowen didn't care. He got out of the car and the two began to fight. And this morning, Bowen was charged for driving an uninsured motor vehicle, driving an uncertified motor vehicle, and prohibition of tinted glass. He pleaded guilty and was fined $42,500. However, he is still in police custody because, the police really don't like it when you beat up one of their own. Today, Lowenfield was slapped with 6 additional charges, bringing all the charges up to 9. The police laid the charges on him after he voluntarily surrendered himself to CID headquarters this morning. The 6 charges include 3 counts of misconduct in public office and 3 counts of forgery. He was released on $300,000 bail and will return to court October 23rd. But he was not the only person in trouble today. Volder Lawrence was also asked to go to CID headquarters for questioning in relation to the whole elections debacle. This actually triggered a protest outside of the building, and as of news time, there were no additional charges levied against her. Monday morning, police recovered the body of 25-year-old Umar Jagannath of Spring Garden, Essequibo Coast. Jagannath reportedly drowned at Hamburg Beach on Sunday. According to police, Jagannath and about 25 of his family members went on to the beach for a family outing. On arrival at the beach, police said most of the family members exited the wooden boat, leaving Jagannath and his uncle Randy to moor the boat. They both then jumped overboard to swim to shore. Jagannath did not make it. In an attempt to get the private sectors of the world to invest in our nation's favorite poorly run industry, the government gave the Indian High Commissioner to Guyana a tour of the 4 shuttered sugar states. The High Commissioner has reportedly showed willingness to communicate same to his government in hopes that someone, either private or public in India, will take pity on we and buy up these sugar states. Nevertheless, the Skeleton Factory should start producing sugar by early 2022, while Rose Hall says they'll be up and running by the end of 2021. Don't fall for these get-rich-quick schemes, people. There is a legit way you can earn some extra costs to supplement your existing hustle. Sell Top-Up. You could become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. It's time for your daily Rona update. Today, the nation recorded 52 new cases. The total number of deaths now stands at 104, meaning 4 people died over the weekend. There are now 16 persons in the ICU and 892 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the country is now 3,521. So, please people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Now, let's take a look at news in the region. A Nigerian airline will make 2 exploratory direct round-trip commercial flights in December and January from Lagos, Nigeria to the Sangista International Airport in Montego Bay, Jamaica, the first of a kind in history. The trips are aimed at paving the way for direct, regular airline routes between the 2 destinations, being Jamaica and Nigeria. It is also projected that direct flights will help boost trade between the 2 nations. A 12-year-old boy has successfully crossed the St. Lucia Channel to raise awareness for breast cancer. Christophe Melieu from the island of Martinique embarked on his swim on Saturday. He started his swim at 5 a.m. on Saturday from the Bay of St. Lucia and swam across the channel accompanied by a delegation of coaches, his family, divers, and doctors. He arrived at Sainte-Anne in Martinique at 6 p.m. His swim took 13 hours, 50 minutes, and 47 seconds. Impressive. Malieu's swim was meant to encourage his mother and all other women who are fighting breast cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Wow, what a thoughtful child. I bet you're wishing your 12-year-old was just as thoughtful. Aha! Now is a good time to remind you that robbery season is back. If I were you, I would consider getting security for the home or business. Sheriff Security Service is a good choice. I find that they are the most professional, with well-trained armed and unarmed guards. Get some security this Christmas, people! And now for our weird news story of the day. A disabled man threw himself in the water from a pier to save the life of another man while he was actually filming a documentary about how he became paralyzed by throwing himself off of the same pier years before. Nikita Vankov in Russia, who is actually a licensed paradiver, was up on the pier in the Russian town of Anapa when he spotted 2 people in the sea trying to help an ailing man out of the water on the 6th of October. Well, being a paradiver, he decided to help out. He dived into the water and assisted the 2 in helping the drowning man. Before too long, a boat arrived at the scene and helped all of the men to get to safety. 13 years earlier, a dive from the same pier fractured 3 of the vertebrae in Vankov's spine, leaving him paralyzed. But apparently that never stopped him. Incidentally, Vankov is Russia's first certified paradiver and swims and dives for a living. Wow, he is twice the man most will ever be with only half the body. Which I guess makes him like, 4 times the man, am I right? Right? Haha! Moving on to our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Friday's question was, an officer has been caught receiving a bribe due to a sting operation. Do you think more of such operations should be done to curb bribery? Vijay Singh said there should be more stings to catch the rotten apples. What about politicians who steal hundreds of millions? People must open their mouth. Exactly. Set them up too in a sting operation. Junior James said the GPF needs the equipment, all of its officers with body cams in the same way they would think twice to scam citizens. Exactly. Danraj Mohan said government needs to set up drones and monitor all activities, including speeding drivers who break the rules and regulations dealing with road safety. Well, then you gotta be a little concerned about privacy with that, but okay. And finally, Roll Davis said the government needs to pay the police good, and if you find them doing anything wrong, lock them up. Good answers, people. So tonight I leave you with this question. Despite being the land of many waters, most people actually do not know how to swim. With this in mind, do you think that schools should include swimming in their curriculum? Well, of course, when the Rona passes and we can actually, come back together. But anyway, think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good, we just might feature it in Tuesday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Noriko Ballford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.